Hi all, welcome back to my channel Pharma Talks with Rashid. Today we are going to discuss on how to develop a search strategy. Search strategy is very important when you do any literature review or when you are going to search in any scientific database. You should know how to develop a proper search strategy, how to use the keywords, and how to use the Boolean operators. Today, with the example demonstration, we are going to discuss how to develop a proper search strategy. So, we'll start with the session. To perform a systematic literature review search, you need two things majorly. One is called it as search terms, or it's also called it as keywords or key terms or index terms. Basically, these are the words, these are the terms which you will be using to perform your literature search. So these terms will be decided according to your research question and your inclusion and exclusion criteria. So basically keywords will be depend on your research question. So along with that, you need Boolean operators. You need Boolean operators. There are basically three Boolean operators. One is or, one is and one is not. The OR Boolean operators will be used to broaden your search. To broaden your search. That means you will be using the synonymous words where you will be merging those words with OR. And the AND will be used to narrow down your literature search where you will have to merge two different keywords. That time you will be using the term and the not will be used when you want to exclude some specific articles or specific set of terms. So basically these are the three operators, Boolean operators, which we'll be using in case of literature search. So you need two things, one is keywords, one is Boolean operators. So in the coming slides we will see with an example how you are going to perform a literature database search. So I was interested in corticosteroids and ARDS. So my keywords were corticosteroids and ARDS. Okay. So basically it depends on your research question. It depends on your inclusion and exclusion criteria. You have to develop your own search strategy. So always I advise, if you have already a systematic reviewer who are experienced in this, that will be better if you do a systematic review, or else it will be a struggling point for you to develop a systematic review, search strategy. Okay, so I'll just show you the search strategy which we used for this particular study, and it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so keep the terms in the mind. One is ARDS, another one is corticosteroid. Okay, so here you can see the search strategy which we used for the development of this particular systematic review. I think one Word file is open, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I said I was interested in corticosteroids. So what you need to do first, you need to find out different terminologies or keywords for corticosteroid. So instead of corticosteroid, you can use glucocorticoid, you can use corticosteroid, you can use methylprednisolone, you can use hydrocortisone, you can use glucocorticoids. So all these terms has to be merged with the Boolean operators. So basically there are three Boolean operators. One is or, another one is and another one is not. Suppose you want to widen your search, you want to break it broad, you can use or. So here you can see I have searched corticosteroids all terms, then simply I just searched a corticosteroid. Then I want to merge these two. So since it is a synonymous, or I just want to broaden this, I used or in between. Okay, so like that I have searched even for acute respiratory distress syndrome. The other teams like adult respiratory distress syndrome, shock lungs, ARDS. I used all the terms. Then I again clubbed with the or, and I said you I have done a meta-analysis of meta-analysis or systematic review of systematic review. We call them as overview of meta-analysis. Okay, so I want only reviews, I don't want any other. I need, it can be a narrative review, or it can be a systematic review, or it can be a meta-analysis, or it can be a scoping review. So I want only all those things. So I just searched for those terms. Then finally I merged the terms for glucocorticoids, which is search string 3. I merged the term for respiratory distress syndrome, which is string 6, and I merged
which is 7, which is scoping review or meta-analysis. I merged all this with the and. So the idea of developing a search strategy, you need to use the proper keywords, you need to use the proper Boolean operators. So instead of or, if you use one and, your whole search strategy will be collapsed. Instead of one and you use or, your whole search strategy will be collapsed. So you should be very careful while we use your Boolean operators, where to use or, where to use and where to use not. So all that matters when you develop a search strategy. So this is a search strategy which we developed for PubMed, and PubMed you can simply keep the terms like this. But when you go to the Scopus, you can't simply keep a word like ARDS. So if you keep just a acute respiratory distress syndrome, Scopus has the tendency to take acute as separate, respiratory as separate, distress as a separate, and syndrome as separate. To avoid this, when you search a Scopus, you need to put an inverted comma before and after your each term. So that is the difference between a PubMed and Scopus. Otherwise it is almost same. Then when you go to the Cochrane, it is altogether a different entity you need to do. You have to search their mesh descriptor, then you need to explore the trees. So that's how it works. So each database have its own way how to search, but once you are start working on this, you will be getting to know more and more information about this.
Today, we have seen how to develop a proper literature search strategy, and the future classes will see in each databases with a demonstration how we are going to perform the literature search. So that's all from me for today. And if you're first time seeing this channel, subscribe for now for getting more and more research and other evidence-based medicine aspects through this channel. Thank you. Thank you so much.